I have a hard time with wrapping my head around the fact that my space is about this big and my list of DIY jobs that I still need to do is about this long. The positive side of just fixing all of those little details is the immensely satisfying feeling that it gives me. I always had this really bad habit of just leaving all kinds of things unfinished, and it just creates chaos in my mind. So right now I am feeling so much better about myself. Now I need to be really careful not to get paint on my outfit. Somewhere over the rainbow. Ah! Was my tiny little screwdriver. Oh. That was completely out of the frame. A couple of days ago I decided to spray a coat of primer on the lock that I have in my front door. It was a black lock, but it looked really bad because it was damaged and ugly. And then after that I decided to paint the lock in the same color as my front door. Big mistake. Big mistake. Oh, what is this? What is this? Why are there so many dramas? And then I decided that black wasn't such a bad color for it after all. So that's what I did. I spray painted my lock black again. It does feel a bit like I'm creating a murder scene, but... So I am going to spray this part black too, and I'm also going to change out these screws for the very beautiful ones that I bought at the hardware store. Big, bold and beautiful. Oh my god! Seriously, I need to take this off real quick. I was just sitting here painting and all of this time I was thinking it looks so green to me, it doesn't look blue to me. In my defense, it is very difficult to keep these two colors apart. This is the blue, this is the green. I mean, it looks almost the same to me. Eva, stop singing yourself to sleep. I made the little shelf for the box that has my modem in it. A while ago I found these two pieces of what once was a very adorable little cabinet, and I decided to take it home because of this. Now I do see these little locks at flea markets now and then, but I never saw a complete set. These hinges are also definitely a keeper. So I basically dragged half of a cabinet home just because of the hardware. Or at least that's what I was thinking when I brought it home, but right now I'm thinking let's use a piece of this wood for building the shelf into the box that has my modem in it. Okay. Oh shit. Old-fashioned sturdiness. That's what this is. And now I'm over it. Let's make a little shelf, she said. Out of some old pieces of a cabinet, she said. Okay. Now, so my entire end piece fell apart, but it's fine. We are just going to glue it back together. These are going to be the pieces that the little shelf is going to lean on. This needs to go over here, I think. Yeah. Okay. Now this is going to be a little bit of a setback because now I have to wait until all of this is dry. And that was not something that I planned for. Oh. So I found out that there's actually a piece of metal in this wood, so that's great for my saw. Can I just sit on top of this thing and then drill into it? Oh. To do is just to continue on the other side, because otherwise you are going to break this. This is for the cables. This little shelf is not a perfect match for this box, but I do think that it is okay enough. After that I stopped doing DIY jobs and I moved on to doing a little bit of cleaning, and then I looked outside my tiny little window and then I saw this thing called the sun. Extraordinary, right? So I decided to go on a little bike ride to a thrift store that I don't go to very often. I also went back to the bookstore to buy myself a book about crocheting. So now I have this idyllic dream image in my mind of me going to the farmhouse, the rain pouring down outside, me lighting a wood stove and sitting in this cozy corner crocheting all kinds of very beautiful things. Although I do realize that it is probably going to turn into something more like me feeling very frustrated, and I also think that there's probably going to be a lot of cursing involved, but I still have a tiny bit of hope that I might actually really like crocheting, because I do like the cross-stitching projects that I have done in the last couple of months. Talking about cross-stitching projects, I actually finished the last one. My initials are done. This is just a nice example of me practicing a craft, and that's what I really like about it. So my initials are quite difficult to read because the letters are just a bit odd. I do think that you can see that this is a E, this is a M, and this is a H, and they stand for Eva, Maria, Hendrika. My third name was actually named after my grandmother. Her name was Hendrikje. I decided that I want to add this double-sided adhesive fix on the back, because I made a lot of mistakes, and I fixed these mistakes by just cutting the threads on the back and then just removing tiny parts of it and then just starting over. But because of this there are a lot of loose ends that are very short, and I don't think that this is going to last very long if I don't make sure that these loose ends aren't going anywhere. I think that this is called freezer paper in English. And you are supposed to have the shiny smooth side on the bottom and the paper side on top. And then you just iron the thing onto the fabric. Oh, I really need to clean my iron. So the easiest way to remove this paper is just to take a needle and to scratch it. And then you can poke your needle underneath the paper just to make a little start, and then you can just pull it from the center outwards. So now I can add my second piece of fabric. And just glue it to the back. So now all of this is stabilized. Oh no! Tiny little dramas. It's not going away. Oh no! Is this frame going to cover it? Please tell me that it's going to cover it. Oh. Yes, it's going to be fine. Okay. My mom was here the other day because I told her about the bins full of fabric in this very strange store that I discovered. She immediately said, "I'm coming over." So I took her to this store, and after that we decided to go to the thrift store together. And guess what I saw when I walked into this store? I was actually on the lookout for a chair for Nolan for quite a while. Couldn't really find anything that I liked. Now this is obviously something that I will not use, but still it's so incredible that it's still here. My favorite color of blue at the moment is the color of this little lamp that I already showed you the other day. So now you can probably understand why I decided to buy this chair. I think it's the calm that comes with this color. That's why I love it so much. It just calms my mind. And right now I want to have every single thing in my house in this color. Which I might change my mind on in the future, but hey, right now this is completely and utterly it. Now I do need to order a little safety belt. And I also think that we are going to need a little insert because right now it's way too big for him. He is a very tiny child. My mom even called me and she said, "I'm so worried about him because he's not growing at all. Every single time when I see him, he's just the same size." And then I said, "Mom, just let it go. Children will grow when they are ready to grow." His teeth are growing at the moment, 4 at the same time. He also had an ear infection and he is really starting to develop his own little opinion on things. Which is just the most adorable thing. He has a very strong will. And that's a good thing because he's going to need it. But you know, those are a lot of things to do for a very tiny baby. So growing just goes onto a bit of a back burner temporarily and he will catch up when he's ready. One of the jobs that I did this morning was finishing the big frame. I'm not even going to need this because I already have one over here. That's even better. Ooh, and this one is also bigger. Wow. Oh, jeez, that scared me. Please don't break. Very important to clean the inside of the glass before you put it in. Lately my food has been very dusty. And it's because I still have the saw in my kitchen. Very useful though. Stop it! Thank you. I must say that my tools are very well behaved, a lot better than I am. Let's bring in the books. Okay. So now I was planning to just have this on top of this box. But right now I am thinking, do I want to hang this frame a bit higher and then hang this underneath it on the wall. Maybe this is going to look better, and also it's going to leave me a little bit more space over here on top of the cabinet for all kinds of other things, like curiosities. Okay, some things to consider for sure. This is also something that we need to sort out. So you guys probably already guessed it. This makeover project is not going to be finished today. So I am going to make a bonus video, and in this bonus video I am going to finish all of the last little things. I am going to decorate this tiny entryway. I am going to do all of the jobs that I still need to do on the outside of my house. So the thing that I don't have control over is the weather. Therefore I think I am just going to take it easy on the outdoor jobs. And in the worst case scenario, it is just going to turn into a separate video that I am going to upload whenever the weather allows it. There's one thing that I do desperately owe you guys, and this is a little flea market haul. Besides the flea market things, there are also a couple of things that I want to show you that I found in a thrift store the other day when my mom was here. Filming this many videos in 1 week is a lot of fun to do, but it is also a lot of work, and especially the editing takes up a great deal of my time. So these little things like filming this flea market haul and showing you guys the things from the thrift store are just things that I'm a bit behind on. There aren't a lot of things left to do for me in here except for painting every single thing again. And because all of this takes such a long time to dry, I can't promise you guys when the video about this space being completely finished is going to be online. I will let you guys know when the video will be online in my community tab, so keep an eye open for a little message from me. So yeah, I guess that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!